We've just picked up a new AC Valhalla update that's out right now, and it comes with a lot of free content and new rewards. So after you finish watching this video, you'll know if this update is worth your time and worth logging back in for. And let's first start with a download size, as this will vary for everyone of course, but Ubisoft have officially stated in their patch notes that you're looking at approximately 1.6 to 8.6 gigabytes on the PlayStation 4 and 5, 10 to 11.9 gigabytes on the Xbox One Series X and S, and a 9 gigabyte update on the PC. There's also a few requirements you need to be aware of before starting this new content. The first being that you have to have Ravensthorpe unlocked and you have to have it upgraded to level 4 to access everything in this video. If you do have those things sorted, then you're golden and you're good to go. Now, the main bread and butter of this update is the continuation of the Tombs of the Fallen free update from last November. This is the second installment of it, and it concludes this secondary storyline in Valhalla surrounding the Odin Runes mystery. So no more tombs after this one. And if you haven't completed the previous 4 tombs, then you can just rock up at each location to begin them, and that's because there isn't any underlining main quest here which automatically pops into your quest log with no additional markers on your minimap as a guide to where you actually need to go. The exception being that in Manius' Sanctum opposite Ravensthorpe, the Isu map of Britain will highlight the tombs that you still need to complete. Now, if you have completed the 4 already from last year, then good stuff, because there's 3 more tombs that you need to complete that have been added in this update. And to make sure I am covering all bases depending upon your current progression, I'm popping all of the locations of each tomb on your screen right now, so you can come back to this video and refer to this when needed. And just as an FYI, there's no tombs in Ireland, even though there's Odin runes there. I think that was a mistake from the developers earlier on in the game. Now, all of these tombs are puzzle-focused environmental dungeons, which require you to perform a bit of mental gymnastics to kind of move pillars into the right places to open the door at the end of the dungeon, to then gain access to rewards and a cutscene of a specific British war chief who fought against the Roman occupation of Britain. Now, once you complete all the tombs in England, you'll be prompted to head back to Ravensthorpe and venture back into Manius' tomb. And I'm not going to spoil what happens past this point storyline wise, but what is important to know is there is another tomb and puzzles that you need to overcome before you can access that ending cutscene. And once you do complete the storyline, you'll pick up the blazing sword as a reward for doing so, which actually fires an energy projectile at your enemy if you're locked onto it with your target button whilst using your light attack move. A very intentional nod to an Isu sword here in my opinion, and it's also very important to note as well that the 5 tomb artifacts that are very subtly hidden away at the back of every tomb in England don't need to be used to complete this storyline. In fact, I actually think they can be used elsewhere to collect the elemental claymore weapon as a reward, which has been found in the game files thanks to Q and Peda. So if you do find the secret to these artifacts or a location where they can be used and what reward we get out of it, please do come back to this video and let people know in the comments. Now, in terms of time to complete, this new tomb quest update took around 2 to 3 hours to finish, so approximately 6 hours of content in total if you're starting from scratch. And a quick tip here for you: the solid gold orbs you find on the floor that need to be picked up and placed on the pressure plates to then open the big tomb door, well, you can actually throw them to different levels and platforms. So don't think that you've hit a dead end and can't go anywhere when you do have one on your shoulders and you can't kind of jump onto the next ledge with it. Now, as for how to obtain the new rewards, well, you can earn the Fallen Hero armor set from completing the first 4 tombs, those being Manius, Cassivelinus, Venetius, and Boudica's tomb, but the 2 new weapons that you'll earn are through completing the Togodumnus tomb and the Verica tomb, and I'll break their stats down with the other rewards you get in this update in just a moment, because there's also one achievement you'll pick up for completing this free update called Heroes of Ancient Britain, but you'll need to complete all of the tombs, including the ones from last year, so do bear that in mind. And if you have found this video informative so far, please do leave a very swift like down below. It really does help me out on YouTube, so thank you very much. Now, tombs aside, we also pick up a new building in Ravensthorpe called the Rune Forge, which you can unlock by walking over to this location on your map, but it is going to cost you 600 foreign supplies, which you can only obtain by running river raids. Now, once you do get it constructed, you'll be able to interact with the vendor, who will allow us to turn the perks of our currently owned gear into new runes that can then be exchanged for silver by speaking to the vendor at the forge. So for example, the perk on the Hidden One's robes increases assassination damage when crouched and undetected for 10 seconds. You can then turn this Hidden One robe perk into a rune, which then can be socketed into whatever armor set you want, including Helix armor sets if you do own them. The same thing can be done here for weapons, but there is a catch. The Rune Forge doesn't support items earned from any of the game's expansion or Helix packs armor sets or weapons, meaning you can only craft the runes into perks from the armor sets and weapons earned from the base game, which reaffirms to me that this most certainly should have been a mechanic at launch and not 2 years after launch, but there we are. I'll leave it up to you what you make of this. Now, as we discussed earlier, you'll be picking up 2 new weapons by completing the Tombs of the Fallen 2 quest line. The first one being Togodumnus's Bearded Axe, which increases your attack by +10 when equipped, with that being tripled to a +30 attack bonus when in combat against one single enemy, and there's no cooldown on that, by the way. Now, the other weapon you'll pick up as a reward from the tombs is Verika's Sickle, which ignites your weapon after 3 kills with a duration of 20 seconds, and there's no specified or noted fire damage increase, which makes me think it's minimal at best, so a good solid transmog option if you do enjoy running with sickles as your weapon loadout. Now, you'll also be able to claim some free Assassin's Creed 15th anniversary items by heading to Ubisoft Connect for redemption. They include some very outlandish tattoos, which I think you're either going to love or hate, as well as the new assassin statue for Ravensthorpe, which I actually don't think is too shabby at all, to be fair. Very old school indeed. And to complement that further, you can also apply a new scheme for your tree in Ravensthorpe with the AC15 logo carved into the bark itself. Again, not too bad at all in my opinion, but when it does come to game improvements, there has been a substantial amount more implemented in this update, so if you've been suffering from any issues, do check the patch notes, which I'll leave a link to in the description. But the updates for Valhalla, they don't stop there, because the Oskoreia or Wild Hunt Festival will be arriving in Ravensthorpe on Thursday, October the 20th, which we did play last year. However, in the patch notes, it does say that there will be some new quests, activities, and rewards, so I'm interested to see if they are actually new or if it's just a copy and paste from last year. Now, Peda, Q, and Ibsop have found some new armor sets in the game files that look like they will be arriving in Valhalla very soon, so if you want to know what that's all about, click the video on your screen right now for the full breakdown, if I do have it uploaded, and I'll see you there in just a second. But if it's not uploaded just yet, subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss it. And big thanks to Nika for helping me speed run this update. Coffee is on her, and I'll catch you in that next video.